Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations and much love to the rest of you sincere Akim, pushing the word and truth and sincerity. This is the Cleric Azar coming to you with another lesson. I am continuing in my lot to bring you my ongoing series from Excerpts of Hollywood, This Factory of Perverseness, another observation of predictive programming, how art imitates life and vice versa. Just a reminder, the purpose of my videos is to show correlations. A correlation is an observation of a mutual relationship or connection between two or more things. I use movies or TV to extract or extrapolate a narrative. I'm not glorifying the Hollywood culture or life. I have a wide knowledge of films, whether they be foreign or domestic. I just use them as an example to bring out those similarities and those correlations. To quote Cecil B. DeMille, the greatest source of material for motion pictures is the Bible. I call this lesson, Beware Smurfette. Yeah, the image I have on display is from a television series I watched in my youth. Of course, speaking this truth, I reflected on this particular series. And don't ask me how I came about this, but I guess it's the spirit. And I probably need to hear this more than anybody else, but hopefully this will be able to help somebody else who's dealing with this. Basically, this series, the Smurfs, came out when I was young. And it's interesting because when I was doing my little research on this is something actually from the 60s. And it's from a particular comic strip. Anyway, in this particular comic strip or television series, these groups of Smurfs, they live out there in the forest in these little mushrooms. And they had this arch enemy called Gargamel. And Gargamel, he was this like evil wizard. And he wanted to spy on the Smurfs and create jealousy amongst the Smurfs, so he created this Smurfette. And she really looked like this in the picture I have here. I just happened to find this online. But she did have the white attire, the white hat, and the blonde hair. All right, so it kind of reminds me of a lot of the sisters that like to sport that blonde hair look. All right, and it looks just like Smurfette. Okay. But however, Smurfette, she wanted to be a real Smurf because she was created to destroy the Smurfs. All right, and basically, eventually, she became a real Smurf and lived amongst the Smurfs with no problem. But the whole intention in the beginning was for her to sow jealousy and spy on the Smurfs. Okay, in other words, be their enemy. Okay, because she was made by the enemy of the Smurfs to begin with. And I got to remind myself of this constantly about these women in this world that we live in currently, that they're the enemy as well. And ever since going back to the Garden of Eden and listening to the devil and his particular philosophy. Okay, let's go into the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 10. Micah chapter 7, verse 10, and it reads, Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Okay, so, as right now, the woman is the enemy, as Micah chapter 7 just stated. And, there's no upright in her right as of right now, no righteousness. I also did a lesson a week or so ago about the reverence in the kingdom, because right now they don't have any respect for their man. I'm going to bring out another scripture later on to back that up. All right, because right now she's not currently honest; she's dishonest with this system that is set up to allow her to be so wicked. Okay, but pretty soon she's going to be trodden down as the mire of the streets, in Jacob's trouble, because she's not going to be able to play the same kind of games that she's playing in this current world. All right, she's not going to be able to look or use her looks to get things that she needs or wants. Let's go to the Apocrypha. We're going to go into Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 8. And it reads, Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another's beauty, for many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith love is kindled as a fire. Okay, so see that? For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman. Okay, and this is it's a snare, it's a trap. All right, and I can bring out some other particular scriptures that pertain to that as well. All right, but it's almost like a treasure thing. All right, or a something to be valued. All right, but there's no true value currently in this kingdom. All right, because she's not doing what she needs to do to bring value to herself. Let's go to the book of First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 18. First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 18, it reads, Yea, and if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? Okay? Because that is something that a man desires, and that's the thing that a man loves. Okay, a beautiful woman on his arm. Okay? It's even better if she has reverence for you and actually respects you, and that's what we currently don't get. Okay? Let's go back into Sirach. We're going to go into chapter 36, verse 22, and Ecclesiasticus, chapter 36, verse 22, in the Apocrypha. And it reads, The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. Ain't that something? Okay. So, it's a beautiful thing. Hey, I love a woman way before I even stepped on the earth, because when my mother was a dance instructor, when she was pregnant with me, and when the women were running around and dancing and stretching out and so forth, they had their little leotards and tights, and my mom knew that I was going to come out loving women, because certain women would make me jump and kick and punch in the womb, and I never went through an icky girl stage as a young boy. Okay, but I will say that throughout my life, a lot of beautiful women have made me stumble. In the Bible, specifically the Apocrypha, which is supposed to be part of the Bible, the KJV 1611, says not to stumble at the beauty of a woman. This goes into Sirach. We're going to go into the 20th chapter, still in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 25, verse 21, and it reads, Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. Okay? And yeah, you're not gonna really get pleasure with these women. I mean, you get physical pleasure, but you're not a peace of mind pleasure, Because like I said, these women are very dishonest and not as honest as they should be, because they don't have respect for us. All right, there's a small amount that probably out there that do, but more than them than that don't respect men than the women that are out that do exist that do respect men. Let's stay in Sirach. We're going to go into 26th chapter, verse 24, Ecclesiasticus or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 26, verse 24, and it reads, A dishonest woman contempteth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. And I wish I had brought this particular scripture out in one of my lessons about evil, how reverence in the kingdom. All right, because reverence is also a form of respect. Okay, but I'm going to end it on this. I always like to end my videos on a good note with some type of silver lining. There's light at the end of the tunnel. So in other words, there's a happy ending. Even King Solomon, with all the concubines and wives that he had, he couldn't find one woman that would be right or righteous. Okay, let's go into Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 28. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 28, and it reads, Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. You see that? Okay, and I'm going to bring out this other scripture here. Bear with me a moment. I brought it out earlier. I just want to make sure I quote it. Bear with me here. Bear with me just a moment. Here we go. In fact, let me just go ahead and... Here we go. Perfect. This is Smurfette right here. Okay. Just a little further up in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Okay? I had to bring that out. I know I mentioned it earlier, but interesting that it's in the same chapter that I just brought out with verse 28. Okay? Well, I just wanted to share that. I'm just talking about just beware of those women, you know. They're just like Smurfette, you know. Smurfette was set up to be a trap. All right. The lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, who gives me the strength and the spirit to continue to strive and endure these last days. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and on to the next video.